Hi, it's Matt Finnegan here and welcome to another Soccer Insight betting preview. We're looking at possibly the big game of the weekend. Spurs at home to Manchester United, and Spurs in different form to say the least. Absolutely pummeled and outclassed last weekend by Man City, and is ABB under pressure? Well, we'll have a look at this game and the OP index, and you can see Spurs are rated 3.1 on the tissue. Man United short as 11 to 8, 2.38, and the draw 3.9. United going with decent form, and buoyed by the very good win at Leverkusen in the week, and the head-to-head record at the Lane over the last 7 seasons, well, 4 draws and 3 victories for United. So Spurs, you need to be probably on a different sort of planet to know that Spurs generally have a poor record at home against United, and it really was for Ferguson one of those go-to teams. Will it be for David Moyes? Let's have a quick look at the early Betfair pricing. Now, these are subject to change, and you can see that Spurs are 286, Man United 2.7, and the draw 3.5. So you can see all the juice, all the value is in United. I would expect the gap to widen possibly between the two teams, given the sort of the current form on Spurs struggling to score. I can see them drifting towards that 2-1, that 3.0, come sort of kick off, and that at the very short. That's my sort of gut feeling with that. But what options will that give you if you feel either team are going to get a result or even win the game? Well, Spurs, they're no value, okay? They're no value, and this is really going to limit your options if you want to back them to take all 3 points. And the reality is, if you feel Spurs are going to do well in the game, you're probably going to concentrate more in markets that don't require a winner. So you look at the number of goals and that, because you've got very limited options for them to take all 3 points. Even the winning margin, just in 1 or 2 goals, you're only going to get 3.0, and that is less than the price that we recommend that you're taking. It's almost borderline, so I wouldn't put you off taking that, but ideally want a little bit better than that. One speculative bet that you could actually have a look at is Spurs to win the second half. Now, you can play this beforehand, or you can play this watching the game and then decide it's at half time. Generally, they've been very slow starters under AVB, not just this season but previous seasons as well. They just don't score enough goals, full stop, at the moment. But they've not been scoring enough goals in the first half in any of the games under his regime. So that's certainly something to consider, that it will be a bigger sort of price than what you sort of see in there. So that is a speculative bet. It's an option, but I'm finding very limited options if you feel Spurs are going to get a result or take all 3 points. In contrast, Man United, well, measured against our OP index, you're certainly getting good value in the match odds. In our opinion, the index price is from oddspredictor.com, and based on that, if you think you're going to get a result, you may want to sort of consider that price. I can see them shortening towards 6-4 at the very least on this. So that gives you loads of options if you fancy United, and one of those is the Asian handicap. Look for 4-6, 1.67 on Man United plus 0.25 goals. Well, basically there you're getting a draw in that price in your sort of favour. You're going to get half your money back and half the money times by those odds if the match ends in a draw. So sort of safe sort of option there, that if you think United will come away with a result, you're going to be collecting some of it if they go on to win. Yes, it's not as big as the match odds, but it's a safe option with the Asian handicap. And a speculative bet is one you could be backing them to win to nil. You're going to get around just slightly under 4-1, 5.0. You might get 5.0 above, asking for a price on the exchanges. But with Spurs, they're not scoring, but United's defence is probably not as watertight as it has been in years gone by. but that is a speculative bet that you could consider if you fancy United to win, to really ramp up that price, is backing them to win 2-0. Let's have a look at those winning margin options and that, and you will see that United 2.9 on there. I'm not really covered that too much in this preview, but that is a live option of covering United. But to me, is why take a bit of elimination when you've got such good value. You can see Spurs is not really there. 6, United are not going to lose by 2 or 3 goals in my opinion. So possibly the one option that you got in the winning options market is Spurs 4.75, but you could Dutch either one of those winning margins, and that's going to come around about, I think off the top of my head here, just trying to do the calculations really quickly, around about a 5-4 shot that either team win by 1 goal, and that could definitely enter your thought process. Let's have a look at the unders and overs, and you can see all the value there is on the overs side, just slightly on the main market, the 2.5 goals. Again, the market's going to be moving with you. So basically you can watch a few minutes, and then if you want to get involved with that, but there's no real value, and I think that's a reflection on Spurs lack of goals this season. That's why the values on the overs. I would expect in previous season that the values for this type of game, this profile of the game, to actually be all on the unders, but it's not the case this season. But the markets are going to move out. One thing you should bear in mind with the overs is that 1 goal in the first half, over 2.5 goals at half time, is likely to be bigger than that 2.0. It's most likely to be possibly around about the 6-5. So just bear that in mind. With that, you're going to need 2 goals for it to go a little bit shorter. Finally, let's have a quick look at the in-play stats. And the 0-0 at 25 minutes, just a 42.62% chance of a goal before half time. So the juice is going to be the margin is going to be actually back in 0-0 in the half time market, or back in under 0.5 goals in that market around about that time. It's certainly going to be above around about even money at that time, and at the end of the day is you're getting good value where it should be a lot shorter. However, there is a 70.83% chance of a goal in that middle 45 minutes, 25 to 70. That's all games that there is a goal before 25 minutes, including all games, but only just a 72.94%. So again, it's when you're playing the in-play markets, just think about the the dynamics and the stats. Yeah, it's heavily statted towards that and these similar profiles, but just think, of Spurs' lack of firepower at the moment, and I can't see that changing in this game. But looking at the last goal of the game, 63.33% of goal happening after 65 minutes. The market should be slightly above that, around about that time. I think you're going to get 160 plus on there, so you should get a little bit of value out of that. One market that you possibly can consider is taking the 10 to 11 that the last goal of the match comes after 74 minutes or something like that. So there is a high probability of a late goal in this match, but use your eyes. See how the match is panning out before you make that. That's the important thing. But they're just some of the in-play stats that you can actually use. If you want to get involved with me in the Insiders Club, you can do. Just head over to betting-insight.com, click on the football section, read my market analysis of this on the Saturday. Check out the newsletter as well. Lots of good sporting insight on that. And that's it from this preview. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.